All right, cool. Hey, everyone. So, my name is Ben Kurrek, and we're KeyPom. So what is KeyPom? Well, KeyPom is an infrastructure protocol that's built on Near, and we're solely focused on revolutionizing the Web3 onboarding for new users looking to get into Web3 and use apps. So, this is lagging. So as I'm pretty sure 99% of people here are familiar with, the onboarding problem sucks, right? In order to use an app and get started, you need to write down a seed phrase, create a wallet, you need to go through crypto jargon, you need to go through KYC, funding, exchanges. It's just a complete nightmare, right? Well, why is this actually a problem? Well, companies are investing millions and millions of dollars out of their marketing budgets in an attempt to increase user acquisition. But the vast majority of this money is wasted through a loss of conversion, right? I would even go as far as to say, why even market at all right now when the conversion rate is so low, right? There's a couple of solutions out there, but they don't really hit the mark, right? They fall short in a couple of areas, whether it's custodial wallets, centralized infrastructure like relayers or backend APIs, right? They're not really solving the problem in a meaningful way. Some people have even gone the other route and gone the FOMO and influencer route, but that also just doesn't solve the real UX problem, right? It's a FOMO problem at the end of the day. Now, as you can see, there's not really any solutions out there that tick all the boxes, right? Non-custodial, privacy-preserving, no third-party infrastructure or analytics. But the most important one for me is that none of these solutions actually provide an instant app experience, right? Now, what is an instant app experience? Well, let's look at KeyPom, right? So KeyPom aims to push that wallet and registration process until after you've actually experienced value and used the application. This is a lot more akin to the Web 2 experiences where you land on an app, you start using it immediately, and then maybe a couple weeks down the road or maybe a couple of days you get pushed through a registration flow, right? There's no middleman, it's real wallets, and why spend your marketing on use cases where the user just gets redirected somewhere else and gets lost in a conversion? That's really important in my opinion, is that a lot of these times, users get redirected somewhere else, like sign in with Google, sign in with email, you do email verification, all this kind of stuff, and the minute the user lands on your app and goes somewhere else, you lose complete control over their experience. You lose access to the branding, you lose access to the user journey, the user experience, right? It then again increases that possibility for a loss of conversion, right? You're losing so much money in marketing and trying to get people to use your apps, and you don't have any control over that user experience a lot of the times, right? Why not invest in something that provides an instant app experience while also being able to be embedded directly into your app? So let's look at a scenario here. What is an instant app experience? Well, you click a button as a user, or you get sent a link through an email campaign, and you land on an application. This application then pops a modal, fully customizable. You can customize the text, the copy, the branding, everything. But from the user's perspective, they enter a username, click a button, and they are immediately signed into your app and they can start using it, right? There's no crypto jargon, there's no private keys, no seed phrases, just what is your desired username, and click a button. It does not get any easier than this. It's not possible. Now, let's just take a step back, because I know that was a lot. The KeyPom protocol is completely 100% on-chain, decentralized, non-custodial, and in the true spirit of crypto. How is this possible? Near exposes baked in a cat abstraction and a really unique access key model that we utilize behind the scenes, and we have a set of really, really awesome smart contracts that makes all of this possible. The one other thing that I'm going to mention is that we also solve a really, really cool Sybil resistance problem, because all of the funds and the accounts that are given out in this process have restrictions that are put on them by the applications. Me as an application, I'm not giving you cash. If I give you cash, what's going to happen? You're going to go to an exchange, you're going to leave, you're going to buy it, right? Why would I give you cash? In this model, I'm giving you a gift card to my application that can only be used on my app, right? Now, how do those restrictions get popped? So those restrictions get popped by, let's say I can specify that after you've spent $5 out of the $10, then you can offboard. And you can choose biometrics, seed phrase, Apple ID, it doesn't matter, it's up to you, right? So our go-to-market is to focus on Web 2 companies that are looking to get into Web 3 while not minimizing or while not increasing a loss of conversion, right? So this is the founding team. These are some of our partners that we work with in the Near ecosystem today. and we're raising $1.65 million. Thanks, everyone.
And now we're going to lead into the judging questions. We have about 5 minutes, and does any judge have a question?
Yeah, I have one. Yes. So you say you wanted to work with Web2 company who wants to do more Web3 type of transactions and user activity interactions. Can you specify a little bit what type of Web2 is what be like an easy kind of integration or experience for you to develop right now?
Cool, yeah, does this work? Hello, okay. Yeah, so a lot of what we're really focused on is Web2 companies are looking to get into Web3 and not worry about infrastructure. We want the Web2 companies to focus on what they like to do, and that is create real world use cases that we're all kind of excited about. And a lot of the times you see all these companies that are building out their own custom solutions, their own infrastructure, their own onboarding, and they're pushing the real world use cases that they came into the light to begin with till later, right? We have really, really easy SDKs to integrate, but we're looking for Web2 companies that are coming into Web3 and just want to create seamless onboarding for their users and focus on the actual real world use cases.
Yeah, so I'm envisioning this myself, right? Because I'm creating an account just by creating an account name, not involve wallets or anything yet, right? So my first point of interaction experience is like non-financial, right? I'm just clicked around to see how the apps interact with me, and if I decided to go further, and then the microtransaction and creating a wallet on here starts to happen.
Well, so here's the interesting part is that when you actually typed in that username and pressed that button, a wallet was actually created, but it has restrictions on it. So these can be financial use cases. For example, I don't know, let's say there's a casino app. I don't want to promote gambling, but a casino app, and this happens all the time in Web 2, where you go to a casino, they give you a $10 voucher that you can only use on your casino. You can't take that voucher and go to Walmart and buy something with it. But you can make money, you can get real world assets tied to your account, right? So I don't know, let's say you take all $10 and put it all on green and you win $500. I don't know what I think it's 32x or something, I don't gamble. But you get assets, you can get NFTs, you can flip them, you can go to Mintbase, you can sell it for 3 times the price. You can get assets in your wallet, right? So you're making all these transactions on chain, so it doesn't have to be non-financial.
Got it. So you do, how does the business work with the app? Like, do you guys do revenue sharing, or you sign like a monthly?
So KeyPom has fees baked into the protocol. So like every single time one of these accounts is created, or any time a key is used, we can take a very, very small amount of NIR from that. It's baked into the protocol. Right now, we're completely fee-free for the foreseeable future, probably the next year or two. But yeah, so we just want to integrate and one of the biggest parts is I've been in NIR for a long time now, and I don't think we do a good enough job at showcasing the tech and showcasing projects that use the tech. And so the whole reason why Matt and I created this project was to showcase the technology and to provide. At the end of the day, also we want companies to stop focusing on infrastructure and start focusing on the real world use cases. So at the end of the day, we just want to integrate with as many projects as possible and showcase NIR's tech.
Flipping the experience to put the app first is very, very smart. I'm curious though, with other competitors in the landscape, like an example that comes to mind is someone like TipLink from Solana, like how do you think about differentiating this? And then longer term, how do you make sure that this doesn't become overly commoditized where it's just a feature that everyone is using and perhaps they're not required to utilize KeyPom, but have come up with another solution where they're saving some bits and
yeah, that's totally fair. Yeah, so for the first one, KeyPom is not just like this is one very, 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 very small, tiny little aspect of the KeyPom protocol. Like we can do a ton of DAO, click a link, you're automatically registered to a DAO, you've got an NFT, you've got some fungible tokens, all with a click of a link, and you enter the username, right? We can do ticketing, which is really, really big right now. We're doing all the ticketing for NearCon if anyone's going to come to NearCon in partnership with Mintbase and Verican. We have so many different avenues. This is just one of them. And then to expand on your second point, we have a tokenomics model that will incentivize people to use the protocol. And so people could fork and do their own thing if they wanted to, but you're not going to get any support from the official teams. And we have Telegram chats with 100 builders and people using this actively. They're all going to get KeyPom tokens, and we have a whole tokenomics model baked in to sort of prevent that. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we are public, we are open source. Like it's not, we don't want to close source anything. So I mean, you could, in theory, fork the protocol and do your own thing. But we're free. Why do that? But yeah.
Yeah. And what is the most common question that you're getting from the individual that you're selling into at these different projects?
Civil resistance. How do I do civil resistance? So yeah, and then there's a ton of cool projects doing that. Like Shardog has awesome bot protection and stuff like that. But there's a ton of different ways you can do civil resistance. I realize that I am out of time though, so come talk to me after. Thank you.
Yeah, unfortunately not, I'm sorry. We have to move on. We have a very, very packed schedule, but he will be available.
Come see me after.
Yes. Awesome, thank you, Ben. And contact information is here. We're going to take a quick photo. Schedule time with Ben.